Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Nick Davenport, aka Mr. Mental Muscle, and we're back with Mental Muscle Mondays. Now, last week I had the chance to interview Amy Morin, who's a best-selling author with her book 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do in the whole series. And we talked about a lot of different topics. You'll see that later this week on Wednesday. But I touched personally on something I use as an analogy to describe how mental health or mental wellness and performance is seen in a more passive light. Now, this is not a problem. When I say passive light, I mean things such as like meditation or mindfulness, breathing, yoga, things that put you in a more calmer or a state of well-being and being in the moment, which is great. And we need that. So it's not a knock to it. But if you follow my work and see what I've done with my business, Mind, Body, One, you know I'm on the complete opposite end of that spectrum because I have a more dynamic or active approach because I want to put you under a stressful load mentally and cognitively and see how you can psychologically adapt to the different stressors, the pressures, the worries, the distractions, and still give me a somewhat consistent and successful outcome. So I use the analogy of the more passive things like breathing and meditation. If it was like fitness, that'll be like your warm up or your recovery work. You need that. You need to be flexible. You need to be mobile enough to do the exercises and do the work. But you can't get in your top shape just by stretching and being flexible, right? When you work out, you're usually putting yourself under a heavy load of weight, or if it's more endurance or cardio, you're doing a longer duration or faster tempo. So this puts more stress on the body, therefore it breaks it down and you can adapt. I look at mental training and mental strength in the same light because when we do the mindful stuff, it makes us calm. It gives us that recovery to be in the moment, but it can't just be that. To adjust and adapt, you have to be put under adversity. People always say, how do you become mentally tougher or mentally stronger? You have to do things that challenge you, things that have a high failure rate, a low success rate. Now, this doesn't mean just do things you are horrible at. While that can be a thing, and I do push that a lot, to do things that you're not that good at, that shouldn't be the only thing, but you should do things that are going to put you in a chance that you may not succeed, maybe the first, second try, but you'll get closer to the goal, but eventually you get it. And that's the whole point. You don't want to deter yourself. So you have to work out in fitness, just like you have to put yourself under mentally challenging things and mental performance and mental health. So it can't just be this happy-go-lucky, self-care gets thrown around a lot, things of that nature. It has to be things that's going to make you not feel good. And sometimes self-care is doing the things, as Amy mentioned in our podcast, and you'll see that that's the thing that will make you better because now you're saying, I'm putting myself in a position where I have to face the things that I may not want to do, but I need to do. So take that in consideration. Don't just be passive with your mental health and performance. Be active, be dynamic, and get your mind right.